Hello and welcome back to another episode of our Tech Talk Show. Quantum computing is a field that uses the principles of quantum mechanics to process and store data. Quantum computers have the potential to solve problems much faster than a classical computer and could have a wide range of applications. Despite challenges such as the need for low temperatures and difficulty of quantum systems, quantum computing is a rapidly growing field with the potential to revolutionize computing and enable new technologies. Anyways, we are also excited to have with us Mr. Sajad Khan, CEO of Silicon Valley Global PH Inc. And it's an honor to have you once again on board, sir. Without further ado, let us begin our discussion about quantum computing and quantum computers.
Okay. The quantum computers, there is two types of computing right now. One is the classic computing, another one is which is not yet here, which is on the phase of still study, early stage of a lot of technology development. The one you mentioned that a quantum, the physics, basically quantum physics and physics. So in the physics or quantum physics, they believe Einstein and all those scientists talk about this quantum physics. They believe that the world or the universe is created somehow with the quantum mechanics or quantum technology or quantum computing. And all these things basically are on the again, we know about the classic computer. Classic computers are bunch of switches, is 0 and 1. So those are 0 and 1s. These are together. This classic computer was built. But on the side of the quantum computing or quantum mechanics, it has, they call it qubits. Yeah. So the qubits basically is all about not only 1, not only 2, but 3. On regular computer, we have on and off. On the quantum, okay, you tell me what is the difference between a classic and a quantum mechanics?
So I think the difference between classical computers and quantum computers, since it only has just changed in, for example, let's say a coin, right? Then in classical computers, it's either heads or tails, but in quantum computers, they cannot distinguish because it's operating at the same time, just turning.
Yeah. So again, this is a good example. We talk about a coin. Coin has, let's say, one side they have 0. Let's say another side head or tail, or we can say, let's calculate with the 1 in 1 because of what we are comparing with the classic computers. So, right? Classic computer works with 0 and 1, and let's say this coin that we talk about for the quantum mechanics, that a 0 is one side. Let's forget about that head and tail. 0 one side and the 1 is on the side. Now, when we toss the coin or we spin the coin rather, then it is going for
at the same time.
At the same time, it's like spinning, right? 0 and 1, 0 and spinning. In quantum mechanics, they call it superpositions. That's the thing not there in a classical computers. That's because of that superpositioning. And the problem with the superpositioning is you're not sure if it is 0 or 1. Okay, so that's basically how it is. So that's because of the superpositioning that the qubit, the quantum computer was. So you have to have a more probabilities what can be head on the other side. It can be tail or head or 0 or 1. So basically that's basically how the quantum mechanics is basically are there. There are a lot of challenges to develop this technology right now. There are a lot of companies, a lot of countries, a lot of investments is ongoing. Billions are there to develop this quantum computer. And because of the belief of the quantum computer with the classic computer is it can be thousands, hundreds of thousands times faster on the data processing on the quantum computer. So basically, that's the reason why there are a lot of investments are coming up, and of course, this classical computer someday will phase out if the if the quantum computers comes in. So the technology company today, what they are doing right now, because we're transitioning between the classical computer to the quantum computer computing. What they are doing right now, they are coming up with some hybrid solutions that classical computer and some some kind of quantum computer. They're putting together, they put up a hybrid solution. That's the one selling right now. Basically, in China, there are quantum computer company, they're selling this kind of devices. The thing is, the quantum computer, China has been there a long time, and they're trying to go ahead of the game because of their problems in the past with the US and everything. So they are thinking that if they can have more technological advancements on quantum computer, they can take back their chip war that we talk about things and the technological world. So of course, America is trying to also gain their traction on the same field. So I will ask Ali, what is the quantum mechanics?
So quantum mechanics is a branch of science that deals with the behavior of matter energy at an atomic or subatomic level or scale. It is based on principles of quantum theory, which was developed in the early 20th century to explain the behavior of particles that make up atoms.
Okay. So that is basically quantum computing. So what are the quantum computing? Ati.
Quantum computing is a type of computing that uses the principle of quantum mechanics to store and process data. Quantum computers use quantum bits, qubits, to store and process informations. Qubits can exist in multiple states at the same time, unlike classical bits, which can only be in one of the two states, 0 or 1. This allows quantum computers to perform many calculations at once, which can significantly reduce the time it takes to solve certain types of problems.
Okay, so basically the computers are all about calculations. It's all about mathematics, especially for example, this Web3 we talk about in the past, and the what do you call it, the digital coins and this cryptocurrencies, and the technology behind is basically a mathematical challenge. So it's a hard mathematical challenge that a GPU will power in it to come up with these challenges in order to create a coin. So the Bitcoin, for example. So the Bitcoin basically are there, it is a computer challenge, very, very complex and mathematical challenge. But the thing is, when we are coming up with the quantum computers, for example, the one you mentioned a while ago, that it will perform many calculations at once. So example, a complex problems can be processed or solved very faster. The problem will be on the whole world will be in trouble when these kind of things comes up. So they're trying to, the scientists, the whole world is trying to lay down the rules and regulations and other things, how these things will be done, operated, because the banks might be lose, your password might be stolen. Your password can be cracked in a matter of seconds if the quantum computer power is with the classic computer basically right now. So all this we call it the cryptographic the technology will be in trouble, and all this cryptographic technology are being used by the government, by the banks, by all these security agencies will be in trouble. So that's the reason why quantum computer, a lot of technological researches are ongoing, but at the same time they're taking very, very long precautions. Another problem with the quantum mechanics or quantum computer is the temperature, because the quantum computer works on very, very low technology. That's why low temperature. So it needs to be less than zero. It can work like negative 273 degree, I think, is the best performance for the quantum computer. So computing. So the quantum itself basically is a atom or subatomic stage basically. So that's the reason why. So right now there are a lot of technology. So there are companies that I researched. I saw that they are coming up with what they're trying to make right now is a regular computer similar to the quantum computer. So they're trying to duplicate a regular classic computer's ways with a quantum computer power. That's basically the whole goal of the whole world basically. What they want, same looking, same computer, same laptop, but 1,000 times faster. Okay? So that's where the problems comes in, because the quantum computer they created, a lot of research is being set up that it cannot operate at a room, we call it temperature. So we are human beings, we have to move, and we move all the time. We have laptops, we cannot carry desktops, right? So the quantum computer right now are big. The one you saw in IBM, in Google, they make all these big giant
like in
computers.
the 90s.
Yes, like the long time ago, power plant. So right now they're coming up with a small chip with that one. That is good. The challenge again, that the temperature. So they need to create, if you want to have a regular applications, that the one we're doing for our computer every day, they need to have a system that will have a room temperature, it will work. So that's basically the challenge they're trying to fix today on the quantum computer. So basically that's, I will ask Khalid, what are the benefits do you think on the quantum computers?
So of course the benefits are, first and the mainly is the increased speed. Quantum computers can perform certain types of calculations much faster than classical computers. This is because of quantum computers can perform many calculations at the same time using a process called quantum parallelism. Then next is improved accuracy. Quantum computers can be more accurate than classical computers when solving certain types of problems, such as optimization of problems. Next is increased security. Quantum computers could be used to create more secure communication systems, as it would be difficult for hackers to intercept and decrypt messages sent using quantum-based systems. Next is new applications. Quantum computers could enable new applications and solve problems that are currently impractical or impossible to solve with classical computers. For example, they could use to design new materials, optimize financial portfolios, or discover new drugs if there's an ongoing pandemic.
Yeah, so basically, you see again, for example, we talk about the new drugs, and I don't know a little bit, we have this COVID-19, and we have this, there are drugs companies who are working together day and night to produce the vaccines for our COVID-19. The thing is, if the quantum computer would have existed, because right now to create a vaccines, a regular vaccines, it takes a research company or a drugs company at least 5 to 10 years to develop a certain new drugs or new vaccines. So they need to have all those data and all those things. So it takes like 5 to 10 years. But on COVID, we do not have time. That's why the vaccine accuracy are at question. So we're not sure the vaccines accuracy are that much. Like, for example, if when you call about a vaccine, for example, the vaccine, when you take a vaccine, vaccine for that certain types of disease, that disease should not touch your body anymore. Yeah, okay. But on COVID, we see people have vaccines, but they have COVID again. That simply means the vaccine that was given all the whole world is not certainly working as we expected. So that's the problem. So if the quantum computer would have been existed, maybe they would have made the calculations of how they will produce the vaccine. Instead of 5 to 10 years, it could have reduced for 5 days, because that much fast a quantum mechanics or quantum computer can do versus a regular classical computing. So, and quantum computer again is going to be like a leap year, not only a technological advancements, but a leap year, meaning 100 years advancements is like 1 year. So it's like compression of time. It's like something that you do that should be done in next 100 years, it can be done in 1 year. That's why we have to be, and in technology, we are facing basically a time between classical computer and quantum computer. So when the computer, I believe maybe in next decade, maybe in our lifetime, we'll be able to have seen a real practical quantum computer. Of course, IBM created a quantum computer already. They are on the cloud quantum computer, but the whole technology to be mature, I think needs another couple of years basically in order for us to see the practical of the quantum computer. I will ask Isha about the disadvantage of quantum computers.
The disadvantage of quantum computers face several changes, includes size and complexity. Quantum computers are complex systems that require specialized equipment and infrastructure to operate. This makes them more difficult to build and maintain than classical computers.
Yeah, so it's basically the one we mentioned a while ago, that on the current stage again, that quantum computers putting up it's large, number one, because so it handles with complex systems. So specialized equipments and infrastructure are needed, and temperature to be very low. So that's basically one of the advantages. So I'll ask Ali to move on to the next disadvantage.
The next disadvantage is the stability. Quantum computers are sensitive to their environment and can be disrupted by external factors such as heat, noise, and vibration. This makes it difficult to maintain the stability of quantum systems over long periods of time. Next, scalability. It is currently difficult to scale up quantum systems to larger sizes. As a result, most quantum computers have small numbers of qubits, which limits their computational power. Next is cost. Quantum computers are expensive to build and operate, which limits their accessibility. And lastly, lack of mature software and algorithms. There is a lack of mature software and algorithms for quantum computers, which limits their usefulness and makes it difficult to develop new applications.
Yeah, so basically, we already talked about most of the disadvantages a while ago. So basically, those are the lacking, or those are the things that is there. Especially last one is the cost. So definitely is when you talk about a classical computer, we can buy a computer for $100. Second-hand computer or refurbished computer, we can buy for $100, and it do normal people's daily tasks or daily jobs, right? These jobs can be done. So now, if we are talking about the cost on a person or individuals, and we talk about cost, and that cost become very high, a company or a person cannot be afford. So those are the disadvantages that we have, and the current stage that scientists and all the research companies are trying to build and fix it. So I will ask Atif how a quantum computer works.
The quantum computers works by using quantum mechanical phenomena such as superposition, as Sir Sazad said earlier, and entanglement to store and process data. They use quantum bits or qubits to store and process information. In a classical computer, information is stored and processed using bits, which can be done in one of the two states, 0 or 1. Quantum computers use qubits which can exist in multiple states at the same time. This is known as superposition.
Okay, so basically that's basically what we call, a while ago we discussed that because of the superposition, the coin toss that we discussed a while ago, because it goes to the superposition, it can calculate billions of tasks at the same time. So that's basically the reason why it can beat hundreds of thousand times a faster calculation it can make. So that's basically what the way the quantum supercomputer, of course, is still on the unstable stage, and a lot of errors are there, and is not being corrected. They're trying to reduce the number of errors versus the calculation that they're having. So that's basically what is ongoing on the stage of the quantum computer. So I will ask Alip again, what next for quantum computing?
Quantum computing is a rapidly growing field, and researchers are working on a number of advancements that could bring quantum computers closer to practical use. Some of the area of focus in the field of quantum computing include, number 1, building larger quantum systems. Researchers are working to build quantum systems with more qubits, which would allow them to perform more complex calculations and potentially solve problems that are currently impractical or impossible to solve with classical computers. Number 2, developing more stable quantum systems. One of the challenges of quantum computing is the need to maintain the stability of quantum systems over long periods of time. Researchers are working to develop quantum systems that are more resistant to external factors such as heat, noise, and vibration. Number 3, improving quantum algorithms. Researchers are working to develop new algorithms and software that are optimized for quantum computers, which would allow them to solve a wider range of problems and make them more useful for a variety of applications. Number 5, reducing the cost of quantum computers. Quantum computers are currently expensive to build and operate, which limits their accessibility. Researchers are working to find ways to reduce the cost of quantum computers and make them more accessible to a wider range of users. And lastly, exploring new applications. Researchers are also exploring the potential applications of quantum computers in fields such as material science, pharmaceuticals, and finance, and are working to develop new technologies that could take advantage of the unique capabilities of quantum computers.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, those are the things, especially on the field of the finance, on the field of the of the pharmaceuticals and to discover something new. Basically, that's where the quantum computers are being used, because of there are not a lot of new technologies that's yet to be discovered, and on a classical computer it might be too expensive or too time consuming to be able to do that. So their researchers are working on that part. That maybe it will be very easy to figure out or find drugs like cancer drugs. It's still not yet discovered properly. There are drugs like for AIDS drugs, that those are not yet discovered, and like COVID that we talked about a while ago. So those are the new things that are there, and until now the scientists, the pharmaceutical companies are not able to find a ways or solutions for those can be cured, and those things can be my auntie died on the cancer. So if there is a cure or there is a drugs, of course, maybe she would have been alive by today, so it could have been prevented. So basically, those are the things that people are working on to develop the advanced stage of how things are being created, how things are operating, things that we do not understand. So that's basically why quantum computer will become handy in the future. So what are the current news of quantum computer, I think?
In 2023, progress in quantum computing will be defined less by big hardware announcements than by researchers consolidating years of hard work, getting chips to talk to one another, and shifting away from trying to make do with noise as the field gets ever more international in scope. For years, quantum computing news cycle was dominated by headlines about record-setting systems. Researchers at Google and IBM have had spats over who achieved what and whether it was worth the effort. But the time for arguing over who's got the biggest processor seems to have passed. Firms are heads down and preparing for life in the real world. Suddenly, everyone is behaving like grown-ups.
Okay. So on the next one, I will ask Alec to read on the next.
As if to emphasize how much researchers want to get off the hype train, IBM is expected to announce processor in 2023 that bucks the trend of putting ever more quantum bits or qubits into play. Qubits, the processing units of quantum computers, can be built from a variety of technologies, including superconducting circuitry, trapped ions, and photons, the quantum particles of light. IBM has long pursued superconducting qubits, and over the years, the company has been making steady progress in increasing the number it can pack of a chip. In 2021, for example, IBM unveiled with a record-breaking 127 of them. In November, it debuted its 433-qubit Osprey processor, and the company aims to release 1,121-qubit processor called Condor in 2023. But this year, IBM is also expected to debut its Heron processor, which will have just 133 qubits. It might look like a backward step, but as the company is keen to point out, Heron's qubits will be of the highest quality. And crucially, each chip will be able to connect directly to other Heron processors, heralding a shift from single quantum computing chip towards modular quantum computers built from multiple processors connected together, a move that is expected to help quantum computers scale up significantly.
Yeah. So basically, for this one, I mean, this is the way to basically move forward, because the way they are trying to design, like when you talk about the 1,021 qubits that IBM is going to show this year, it's like what they did in the past on their supercomputer. They try to be the highest, but that will be a bulky, big computer. So what they did on the Heron processor is they try to have a 133 qubits. It might be better than a classical computer. Maybe I'm not sure yet. I'll check that data. But what I mean is, if even it becomes a little bit or double or 3 times or 10 times faster than a classical computer, and this 133 qubit, it is, I believe, I already checked in the past research about that one. It will still be a lot of it will create a lot of noise, basically. So that 133 qubits, if they can put together like a cloud, like a module, like in a building blocks, it can put like multiple processors for data centers or whatever it is. It can still create a big things will be done by IBM. I believe IBM is one of the stable company in the world, one of the most researched company in the world. Basically, they are they're like company of the blues. meaning they do things, they wear suit and tie, but they make sure their work is standardized and ISO standard, meaning they do things on a very, very right scale. So I believe IBM will do better job, and they're doing better job in quantum computer right now. And that shift of IBM to be the superior in the in the coming quantum world or quantum computer world. Okay, so I think we will wrap up for this episode.
So thank you for joining us for the discussion on quantum computing. Once again, thank you to our CEO, Mr. Sujat Khan. And thank you viewers for watching, and have a nice day. Hello, techies!
Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for our future videos.
And if you have any further questions, please comment down below.